cocoon for Sri Lanka to start us in this second pool match. Sharing it around Sri Lanka.
Oh, Algama was on under the post there. They never saw her.
And a fumble from Algama to start. So not the ideal start for Tishala Algama, the 20-year-old. 193 centimetres, as you can see there. She towers over her opponent, same height as Caitlin Bassett, and she can move.
Speed and just the way that Malawi can let the ball go with one arm, and just the flick of the wrist and the power behind that flick of the wrist.
Wai Kamwenda, the superstar for Malawi.
Contact, goal shooter.
You haven't seen her play for the Tactics in the ANZ Champs over the last few years. Just keep an eye out. She is the best player on this court, the goal shooter for Malawi. She is a super talent.
Talking about talent, Vinkumbo has played a lot of tests. When they toured New Zealand, Vinkumbo and Umtukuli were outstanding in defence, and as I say it, she gets the turnover.
That's what happens when you commentate all day. You're right on the money. That was the captain, Umtukuli. Gets the turnover, and Kamwenda puts it home. So it's the first two to the Malawi Queens. Cooley again, Cooley not quite. They've set their intent right from the start, the Malawi Queens. As I mentioned, a massive opportunity for them to get 2 wins from their first 2 matches. Great scenes on this court yesterday when they beat South Africa. They're absolutely beside themselves. They were jumping around and dancing.
The crowd actually loves Malawi because of that reason. They have entertainment within their team as well.
And they're entertaining to watch, aren't they? Not just the celebrations, but just the way they play the game. Oh, that's terrific stuff from Tishala Algama. After an early fumble, she scores a long bomb. Good to see some fans of Malawi hanging around in the crowd.
Contact.
So, late scurry from Galetta.
Thank you. Contact.
Just a little bit late on that deflection.
And that one rolls out for Algama. Straight away, Malawi away.
3 passes. Sorry, Kelly, that's 3 passes and it's already in there.
Straight down the centre as well. And Kamwenda. She's 3 from 3. Tries to take on her opponent. And she'll step in and make it 4 from 4. So Tama Parabali, I didn't catch a lot of the tactics throughout the 2015 ANZ Championship season. I think they came here once or twice to Australia and that was it. But is she a much improved player on previous years? What sort of season did she have with the tactics?
Yeah, I thought she had an outstanding season, and it was quite unlucky for the tactics because it was some of the games they were really unlucky with pools, but she stood out. She definitely was a standout in that team. She teamed up with Bailey Mez as well, so huge talent and just improving, if you can improve as much as she has all the time.
So already had a massive impact on the contest here. And this is the goal attack for Malawi, Cindy Sintowe. So Sintowe, 1 from 1. Chance for Sri Lanka. After a slow start, that one had a little bit too much heat on it, that pass. From Pisanyaka from Sri Lanka.
Yes. Branching obstruction, Wayne.
Barney's wing defence
Bridget
obstruction.
Kamwenda, no relation to Wai Kamwenda.
Wing attack. Stay on side up there.
And back herself from mid-range, and she's got her eye
Great stress from Viraji and from Sri Lanka.
Vantage break wing defence.
High ball in the pocket.
Structure wing
Really
defence.
making the Thegadara work, the wing attack for Sri Lanka. And another turnover.
Is great man-on-man defence from Galetta.
Oh,
Malawi.
Waikamwenda with the tricks already, and we're not even 5 minutes in. So Temapara, maybe just for a netball audience out there that aren't familiar with that move, what exactly was Waikamwenda trying to do?
She was trying to use the goalpost as a person so it will pass back, because if you touch the ball on the goalpost, it's not considered a replay ball. It's very, very clever.
Have you seen her try that before?
Only when they're really close, throwing from the outside, but first time I've seen that.
On the top of the circle. Extraordinary stuff. Let's hope that doesn't deter her from having another crack at it. Here she comes, a long way from home, and oh, I'm not sure whether she meant to try it again, but she almost pulled it off. This has been an entertaining start to this match.
Vantage contact, end offside wing. Sri Lanka.
So Cindy Santoa, here she is. So she's using the post as a teammate. And that's Mary Wyra sitting on the right of screen, who had her hands up on her head. She couldn't believe. I'm not sure whether she was impressed or not.
She was definitely a legend in her time for Malawi. Played up to a age that I can't really say. Experienced, I should say.
She played well into her 40s, didn't she? Oh, Kamwenda all by herself. What a start this has been from Malawi.
And that's what you see a lot from Umtukuli, is that ball delivered to Kamwenda. They've got that connection through court.
So no surprise, Sri Lanka has called a timeout because they have been blown away in the first 7 minutes here. Absolutely blown away. It's Viraji, the goalkeeper, that's called the timeout. And for Malawi, well, the fun time's begun already. Their style, it's unorthodox. You really don't know what to expect, and that pretty much sums up the first 7 minutes here. They lead at 10-1.
Stay on court, please.
So just to put into perspective what this match and what this tournament means to Malawi, netball is the #1 women's sport in Malawi. It's certainly starting to put Malawi on the map. Soccer is the most popular sport, but their superstar Mwai Kamwenda is the first Malawi international to play in the ANZ Championship, and she is Malawi's first professional netball player. Here she is missing her first shot for the night, but getting the offensive rebound. Stands at 103 centimetres. Just about jumped that high in the air as well. So the youngest of 7 children. She grew up with her mum working tirelessly in the cornfields in a little village in Malawi, introduced to netball, and has been able to really put this sport on the map for her country.
Contact, shooter.
Malawi. Mwai Kamwenda with the shove on her opponent.
Good work by Disanyaka from Sri Lanka to hold her ground.
We attack contact first. Step. Vantage obstruction
So
attack.
went to the bench as a result of that injury.
cause, goalkeeper.
Yes, I think she did.
Malawi.
Hopefully it's not a severe injury. It's only day 2 of the World Cup.
Jaya Surya
Goal
moves
third.
into the goal defence
Goal
position
third.
after starting at wing defence. Disanyaka now goalkeeper. And Garmage came on in that wing defence position. Let's see if Sri Lanka can score a goal. They're going to be hard to come by.
Vantage obstruction.
Always going backwards.
Kind of look at that style of the Malawians, and they're playing that kind of style that we saw with the Australians, where they did mark space.
Oh, great pick off there from Disanyaka.
Vantage obstruction in the attack.
Sharing it around in the mid-court, Abby Coombe. Always the captain. She mentioned she's the daughter of the Sri Lankan coach. And another fumble sees it out of court.
Thank you. Vantage obstruction, shooter.
Vantage wing obstruction.
Great use of triangles around the circle edge. Simtowi set up.
Malawi.
Oh, that great triangle into the circle.
Vantage obstruction wing defender. Goal
Disanyaka.
third.
You might be able to see she's got the fluorescent green bandage on her left calf. She cramped badly late in the match yesterday against Singapore.
Sri
She's in
Lanka.
a great deal of pain as she was sort of carried from the court. So it's good to see that she's been able to back up 24 hours later. And Temapara, that's one of the big things about the Netball World Cup, I guess, that not many people realise, is that it asks a lot of these athletes 8 games in 10 days. So that's why we see the elite teams, Australia, New Zealand, really managing their team. All the girls have got on court, all 12 for New Zealand and also for Australia. So it is a big ask of any athlete, isn't it, to back up? And I guess the more experienced athletes as well, they'd certainly be feeling their bodies.
For sure, and it's all about the preparation heading into the World Championship. What you do in terms of nutrition, training, strength and conditioning. It's all part of the package coming into this competition.
So Thandi Galeta, the centre for Malawi, just popping a hit to her left eye, it looks like, getting some treatment. So another injury timeout. Galeta, the 22-year-old, making her World Cup debut. This is just her 11th test for Malawi, one of the youngsters. They've got a good mix of youth and experience, this team. I like the team that they've certainly picked and brought to Australia, and the coach says that she identified a lot of this team in the under-20s, brought them through, and there's just a replay of the incident.
Yeah, it looked like she'd maybe got a finger or something in her eye.
Vantage centre obstruction. Vantage obstruction. Throw in.
So Galeta's staying out there and playing on.
Offside. Outside the circle. It's outside. It's contact first.
Bridget Kamwenda into Mwai Kamwenda, and that's her 10th goal.
Malawi.
So she's got 10 of the 16, and Sri Lanka stranded on 1. Could be a tough night for them in this big arena. Great play by Galeta. A mid-air pass into Cindy Simtoe.
Sri Lanka.
Abby Coon couldn't quite find a target. Able to pick it up though is Jaya Surya.
Oh, great vision. What I was going to say, she had a great drive to the ball, and then to turn and see the drive into the circle under the post.
And a lovely finish from Algama. So So Algama, 2 goals from 4 attempts. Always the captain in the goal attack, yet to have a shot at goal.
It'd be interesting to see if Sri Lanka's had as much exposure that Malawi has had internationally, where they've played in Australia, they've played in New Zealand, and it's done them great heading into this competition. So no, it'd be really great to see Sri Lanka go on the same path.
Well, the history of Sri Lanka, I guess, is that it was always all about, and forgive me, I can't remember her name, but they're a really tall player that played in Singapore. And it was all about her, Sivalingam from memory, sort of an icon in Sri Lanka, and they were very, very one-dimensional, and it was all about, she had this extraordinary height, but she hasn't been picked to come here to this World Cup, so suddenly it's sort of brings in a new mix for them. As I mentioned, the 5 World Cup debutants, ranked 24 in the world. Sintoe started well.
And that deception from Kamwenda, look one way past the other, was awesome.
So Sintoe with 10 goals and Kamwenda with 10. Here's Awi's the captain, and her first shot is a goal.
Barney's wing obstruction. Barney centre contact, end offside.
Oh, look at that take from Kamwenda. Great pressure on the shot from this Nyaka.
Sri Lanka.
Great vision from Galetta, forcing that ball to go out even wider.
Contact, goalkeeper. Obstruction, goal defender. Malawi.
Barney's break, wing attack.
Barney's wing obstruction.
So a minute left before quarter time. And it has been all one-way traffic. Malawi completely dominant. Kamwenda has 11 goals, Sintoe has 11.
That's it.
And they lead 22-3 against Sri Lanka. Still time here for them to score. They don't panic. Here's Abiku.
Malawi.
Just the constant pressure by Malawi, the tight man-on-man defence.
Oh, Kamwenda.
So I thought she was looking at us going. She passed it the other way.
She has brought her bag of tricks to this game. The look-away pass.
She's definitely a performer, isn't she?
Absolutely loves the limelight. And they've got the fans here as well. Look at that in the crowd. Just pockets of Malawi Queen fans. Very vocal as well, Temapara.
They are very vocal, considering there's a few empty seats in the crowd, but it sounds like it's totally full.
Quarter time, ladies.
Just trying to start the party. It's quarter time here. And they have reason to start a party because Malawi have just come out firing. 23-3, they lead it over Sri Lanka. So Temapara Bailey, take us through that first 15 minutes. I think many people believe that this tournament's all about the 4 big teams, but here's number 5, Malawi, and these stats will prove that they certainly know how to put together an elite game of netball.
There's that golden number there, more than 20 attempts per quarter, and their shooting percentage is 85%, which is fantastic. Not many turnovers, but you look at Sri Lanka's turnover, which is costing them, and they're only the basic things, not passing to your own player or steps in terms of that.
Some of the highlights from that first 15 minutes, and it will probably all be about Wai Kamwenda.
Most definitely is, and just the attacking play, but also how the defence are bringing the ball out from the defensive end. They've got good clearance on the first pass, and then everything else just rolls in there. Then you've got the shot there from the shooter, Algama, through Sri Lanka. Have a look at this lady. She's definitely a competitor, but also a tricky performer that the crowd absolutely love.
Well, sport is entertainment at the end of the day, isn't it? And she is a true entertainer. Very different person to the one that arrived at the ANZ Champs at the Tactics going back a few years ago. She was very shy and quiet. Of course, played in Melbourne for a few years for the Victorian Fury, I think it might have been, in the Australian Netball League, the ANL, before the Tactics picked her up as their import.
And we talk about the ANZ, and we touched on it in the Jamaican game and the England game, how they've had so many athletes playing in the ANZ Champs and what it's done not only for them but also their country. Look at them dancing.
It is party time. Well, it is. Am I right in saying it's Saturday night? I think I'm right in saying that. It is party time here. Wai Kamwenda, a huge smile on her face. Look at that, beaming from ear to ear. And it's been great to see some of these professional players today. We saw Australia earlier putting on a show and absolutely enjoying it. And that's what it's all about. So we're about to turn into the second quarter here. It is the second pool match for these two sides, Malawi and Sri Lanka. And Malawi utterly dominant in that first quarter. And an early turnover here, although they might have just coughed it straight back up. Sri Lanka, they do. Bit of an error-riddled start to this second quarter.
What I like about Sri Lanka is when they do have a turnover, they get straight back on defence, and it's great to see the heart that they have out there.
And it looks like Malawi Tamapara have made a change in that shooting end. I think it might be Jane Chimalero who's come on. In that goal attack position. Here's Kamwenda.
Contact.
Feeding it into Chimalero.
Goal defence.
Playing in her first World Cup. So a moment for her because she didn't get on yesterday against South Africa. This is the first court time. Making her World Cup debut at the ripe old age of 29. Her nickname is the Machine. I'm not sure why. Didn't ask the question, but it's a pretty handy nickname to have.
Barney's break, goal defender, centre contact. Contact, goal defender. Beside the goal defence, beside her wing attack.
Oh, he's left alone under the post. But Sri Lanka's been penalised.
Is it offside maybe? Could have been an offside.
Nkumbu to Ntkuli. Kamwenda in the pocket.
Offside.
Good hustle by
Offside
Abby
just at
Kuhn.
the top. Yes.
And that's goal number 14 for Wai Kamwenda. Just an offensive explosion we've seen from Malawi here tonight. Here goes Kamwenda again.
Contact.
Chimalero.
The Machine. Chimalero, the Machine.
2 from 2.
Barney's break, goal defender.
Wiz is going to put her shooting partner under pressure, but it was a good take there by Algama, and they've scored their 4th goal. They've been hard to come by.
She's offside. Defend out of goalkeeper.
It's great to see Tamapara, despite the scoreboard, and it is so one-sided, Waikamwenda's opponent, Disanyaka, is absolutely giving her all, isn't she? She's put on the colours, she's playing for her country.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about when you put those colours on and you play for your country. And especially against someone like Kumwenda.
So their body language has been good. Their shoulders haven't slumped. They haven't thought, oh, well, we're going to lose this one. It's been an opportunity for them, stepping out. Of course, they played their first match on the second court yesterday over at Netball Central, just down the road. So this is their first time on the big court. I did hear that Malawi came out for their first training session and they were let out by a netball official for their first training session. They looked around, they said, this place is fantastic. How good is this? Oh, what a goosebumps moment. Only for the official to say, oh, this is just the training venue. It's not actually the stadium that holds nearly 18,000. So when you take into consideration that Sri Lanka has their trainings on grass ovals or half courts. They don't have the facilities somewhere like here in Australia.
It's great to hear that kind of thing as well, because you tend to think as you play in these places all the time, you kind of just take it for granted that, you know, you're playing in a stadium that's got 17,000 people, but you look at some of these countries, they've never experienced this ever. So it's big for them and for their countries as well.
And the exposure, I mean, is just, you can't buy it, can you? I mean, you talk about the Netball World Cup in the early stages and the fact that it is one-sided as Malawi takes off down the court, running in waves. Good defence by Sri Lanka. Well played. The only way you're going to raise the bar, in a sense, and close the gap between the Big Four and the rest of the world is to have tournaments like this and expose them to this sort of environment.
Most definitely, and you look at some of the players that have been scouted and tournaments like that for ANZ champs, for local club competitions, and Australia is just the breeding ground for all that. So that's the other opportunity that is placed in front of these players.
What do you think of the idea of the ANZ champs, instead of having the one import rule, if you threw two in there and it sort of becomes, you know, there's so many players here that we've seen in the first 2 days where you can spot the potential. You think, if you put them into an elite training environment, what you could actually achieve with them is exciting.
Oh, it's huge, and it's not only like we've been saying the player, but it's like for the whole netball back in their country. They'll take the information, take it back, and just sort of, it's like a virus, it'll just run through everybody in their country. A good one, that is. It'd be great to see Kumwenda to come out to goal attack with her flair and athleticism and just what she does for the crowd.
And all the big name star shooters, the goal shooters in this tournament, they all offer something different, don't they? Caitlin Bassett, the beanpole for Australia, Waikamwenda, who's so athletic, Joy Harton for England, who can pretty much do it all. New Zealand's got Maria Tutaia in that goal attack position, the long bomb queen who never misses. So it's all different styles of netball.
It's great for the younger fans that have come to watch the World Cup and who are watching back at home, you know, from their comfortable couch on the telly.
So Malawi pushing forward through the captain, Mtukuli. Into Kumwenda, a little flick pass. She converts. I think she's got a few fans here.
I think that she has.
From mid-range, she can do it all. 2 in a row for Kumwenda. And her tally now is 19 from 22.
Vantage break, goal defender. Contact, goal
commentate from there, Cal.
Better still ask them to come down here in the commentary box.
Contact, wing defender.
Big night at Sydney Olympic Park. I'm surprised that you're still sitting next to me, given that the Wallabies play the All Blacks. Huge sporting night in Sydney at this terrific precincts in the Olympic Park. World Cup netball and the Bledisloe on at the same time.
Wing area.
You see that sneaky pass Abakun did just behind her back,
Barney shooter obstruction.
Find a target under the post. And now Malawi's away.
Contact goalkeeper. Yes.
Like you see, Cal Disanyaka's definitely given Waikawinda a run for her money. Not letting her get the ball too easy. Challenging her or contesting every ball that comes in.
It's almost like the best player for Malawi is Kamwenda, the goal shooter, and then the best player for Sri Lanka happens to be Disanyaka, the goalkeeper. Good contest.
Goal defender contact.
Abby looking to give it off to Awiz.
Beside the goal defender. Beside the goal defender.
And you look at Malawi.
Time. That's it.
Set the penalty in the right
Here's
place.
a chance for a goal for Sri Lanka. Ntukuli has to scurry and get back there, and now it's 2-on-2 under the post. Awiz, great pass, even better take. Now, can she finish it off, Algama? You bet she can.
The best player.
That one's 30 seconds.
Is having issues, I think, with her other calf.
So Algama with the finish up one end, but now Disanyaka is getting some treatment to her right leg, so it might be a cramping issue to the right leg.
Sorry, Cal, umpire's telling her to get off, but she can't walk.
Yep, she's in a bit of pain as she limps across the court. That left calf heavily strapped. And it looks like the right calf might be in a spasm. And unfortunately, there is going to have to be a change for Sri Lanka. So I think Disanyaka's probably done really well just to back up and get herself out there, Temapara, given the condition that she was in yesterday.
For sure, and like you think of the calf injury, and that would probably be the first one that you get not used to the intensity that is you come up against at the World Cup.
So Viraji is back out there for Sri Lanka in that goalkeeping position.
Barney's breaking, goal defender. Throw in, wing area. That's it.
Vantage offside, centre, vantage obstruction.
Barney's contact.
Great take from Ntukuli. Oh, and great vision from Kamwenda in that wing attack. Oh no, there's another Sri Lankan player.
Who's a little bit sore behind play. That's the wing defence, Paiva. So she's pulled up short. Hasn't called for the timeout yet.
Time, please. Straight off.
So casualties mounting up here for Sri Lanka, and she looks like
Her calf as well.
in a bit of pain.
And that's that intensity.
And the toll already, isn't it? Day 2 and having to back up the very next day. And it looks like Disanyaka's coming back on. So she limped off a moment ago when her right calf cramped. Had a bit of treatment. And once again, changes galore.
You're right, Cal, it's only day 2 and they're risking probably one of their better players in Disanyaka.
Vantage offside. Obstruction goalkeeper.
Chimalero to the post.
Sri Lanka.
6 goals from 7 attempts for Jane Chimalero. Abby does well to keep it back in play. What about the balance there? Terrific stuff from Chimalero.
And she's goal attacking. She was right up at that line, defensive pressure.
5 minutes before half-time.
I wonder if they'll ring any changes for Malawi. Like, they've had a big game day yesterday. Similar players have played today's game as well. You think they'll give them a little spell with the rest of the tournament? Still got 8 days to go.
And given that they beat South Africa yesterday and they're well on their way to another win, they'll be 2 from 2, so they will go through and advance to the upper end of the draw. So you would think that they would want to look after and manage their star players.
Instruction.
So Galetta from the centre pass. And move it quickly and straight into Kamwenda. Continue on their merry way. This margin is almost 40.
Nice phase of play by Sri Lanka, sorry.
Oh, what about the athleticism? They keep it in play. Great teamwork. Bridget Kamwenda into Mwai Kamwenda, goes back to Bridget. Mentioned before, no relation. A couple of players hit the deck. Mwai still standing.
Oh no.
Says thanks very much, and not another injury for Sri Lanka.
Time, please.
Ooh.
Goalkeeper.
Well, they're
Goal attacking
dropping like
session.
flies at the moment. Oh, left ankle for Pethagoda. Oh, and he's in quite a bit of pain. They've had to carry her off. So you never want to see this. But it has been a disastrous night for Sri Lanka. A handful of players going down with injury. And that looks like it might be the most serious of the lot. As she is going to be helped down into the rooms, maybe. Just to the
Contact.
side
Goalkeeper.
bench. Well, she'll receive some treatment on that left ankle, but that would hurt.
Sri Lanka.
Margin is 41 goals. Closing in on half-time.
Sri Lanka.
And Malawi are on their way to the highest score so far of the tournament, which
Barney's contact, wing
Jamaica
defender.
holds. They piled on 90 goals yesterday against Samoa.
Holding goalkeeper.
That'd be a great result if Malawi could secure
One
that
step
little
forward,
record
keeper.
after 2 days of action at the World Cup.
Beside the keeper.
Another milestone for Malawi. Put that in
Barney's
the
offside
bag
centre.
of tricks, I suppose.
Always short, defensive rebound. Nukumbu. That double knee, how do you describe that? That aerial, vertical, double knee kind of leap, jump in the air. It's extraordinary.
She's given tuck jumps a new kind of name to it.
Tuck jumps.
Tuck jumps. It's an aerial tuck jump.
So that's not good for Sri Lanka. Another player looks like will have no further part in the game. Takuli unleashes the right arm, and what about that leap? Well, that is officially a tuck jump, if ever you've seen one. And Kamwenda finishes it off and turns to the skipper and says, thank you very much. Brilliant stuff.
Great shot in there.
Malawi.
Ayagama. Look at that ball. So jump, tuck jump, flick. Just bringing it all out tonight.
Got springs in those shoes, I think. And they crack the half century before half time. Put them on track for 100 goals, maybe.
Much better by Sri Lanka. Patience, ball into space.
Oh, is asking a lot of Algama. For goal number 50, here they go. Chimalero
Switching goal defence. With goal defence.
resets. And Malawi have scored 50 goals in a half of netball. They are an overwhelming force at the moment. Chimalero, beautiful ball into Kamwenda. She doesn't let her down.
It's interesting when you see Kamwenda do something amazing and their teammates are like, oh, yeah, okay, get back on defence now. It's their centre pass.
Contact, goalkeeper. So keeper beside, wait, keeper come beside.
Chance for Algama.
Nice rebound into Gully.
She's an experienced player, isn't she, the captain, Carolina Mtukuli, 30-year-old.
Vantage contact.
Played in the team for 9 years and has been the captain for the last 4, and this is her 3rd World Cup.
What a great role model for the younger generation coming through Malawi.
And she was huge yesterday against South Africa in that crunch game against their rivals. Oh, Kamwenda flew in the air like Superwoman.
Mtukuli. I couldn't even see it. I'm in this vision of Kamwenda. She just threw it to space and used to get it.
So Kamwenda's got everyone talking here. She's got 32 goals. Her team's got 52, and they are smashing Sri Lanka 52-6. Fantastic. Although, Timapara, I do have a bone to pick with Malawi because it's been all about Wai Kamwenda. 32 goals. She's put on a show. We've seen all the tricks. And they've sent her to the bench. They've got no sense of occasion. What party poopers they are. But a huge opportunity for Joyce Mvula, who will be the goal shooter in this 3rd quarter.
I was just going to say that, Cal, it may be the opportunity. There may be a new performer that will arise from this game.
Yes, you never know. Well, Mvula didn't get on yesterday. And so she's getting her first court time in Sydney, and so too the goal shooter for Sri Lanka in Hasita Mendes. What a great start for her. Didn't get any court time yesterday either, and it's her World Cup debut.
Sri Lanka.
Contact centre.
It's great to see the coaching staff of Malawi give players like Kamwenda and Mtukuli a break, especially like you see, Carl, they're heading into the business end of the competition.
Mendes for 2 from 2. What a start! Her first World Cup. She's been sitting on the bench all day yesterday and the first half today. What an impact. High ball, really asking a lot of Mvula.
Barney, offside end, contact centre.
Bridget Kamwenda
Obstruction, goal defender.
into Chimalero,
Goal
who was
defender
good in
come
that
beside.
2nd quarter.
Goal defence right beside.
Scored
That's
9
it.
from 10. And the coach has opted to keep her out there in that goal attack position.
Throwing Sri Lanka.
So Galetta off her hands. She's got the match-up in that centre position against Wantegadara.
Vantage obstruction goal attack.
Here's Awis. Moving it back to Wantegadara.
She's definitely more active in that shooting role, Mendes. She's coming out for the ball, passing and cutting.
Abby Coon keen to get on with it.
Great feeding into Mendes.
Just rolls out.
Contact, goalkeeper. With the goal attack.
Well, I'm going to check those Malawian shoes because I'm sure they've got springs in every single one of those players can jump.
Well, a new goalkeeper out there as well, a young, promising player by the name of Lorene Nguera. She's pretty tall out there.
Sri Lanka.
At the other end, the goalkeeper for Malawi. Here she is on cue. Well played. Read that beautifully. Got in front of Mendes, and they move it all the way down to Mvula. And finishes off the good work from her defenders.
Mary on the sideline. She's just dancing every time they get a goal.
Contact wing defender.
Unlucky from Jaya
Goal
Surya.
defender obstruction. That's it. Sri Lanka.
Timalero with 12 goals now to her tally, enjoying a timeout on court. 12 from 13 attempts.
Contact wing defence. With the wing
Sri
defence.
Lanka in the first 4 minutes here have already scored 2 goals. They scored 3 in the first quarter, 3 in the second. And Mendes, long bomb, and look at that shooting style. That's impressive.
Finding centre obstruction.
3 goals in the third quarter already, and here they go again. Arwiz asking a lot of Mendes. Fires it all the way back.
The confidence, though, the confidence from the Sri Lankan feeders to let that ball go, knowing that it's been taken off them previously.
Contact goalkeeper.
She looks to take the shot, passes it off, but still looks at the goal. Chimilaro.
Mvula, 4 from 4.
Contact goal defence.
Good hustle by the centre for Sri Lanka, Wathagadera.
With the goal defence, please. Take it back with the goal defence. With the goal.
And she sets it up again.
Contact
Looks to
goalkeeper.
move it into Mendes. She's collected high by
Goalkeeper.
Nwera.
Your contact.
Mendes gives it off to Arwiz, and it just dribbles in. So Arwiz with her 3rd goal. She had 1 in the first and 1 in the second. And already Sri Lanka scored more goals in this quarter than they have in the first 2.
That's it. Goal defence come beside.
I don't think we'll go as far as to say the comeback's on Temapara, but they're going to fight to the end.
Yeah, and I think Mendes has made a difference in that shooting section. She just turns and shoots. She's definitely available for the ball coming through court. They're working quite well together, Arwiz and Mendes.
Here's Arwiz to Wathagadera. Now, Asita Mendes, the goal shooter.
Offside centre.
Throwing Sri Lanka.
So Malawi have put 60 goals on the board. Highest score so far has been Jamaica with 90. They got another 30 in them before
Contact centre.
final whistle.
Goal third.
Well, if Sri Lanka are going to give away easy ball like that, they may do, Cows.
Centre contact.
Did you see what she did there? She tried to save the ball, knowing that she was going to go out of court.
Goal
Flicked
attack.
it back in, fell out of court. So much skill. It's a Malawi team.
Goalkeeper. Obstruction goal defender. Malawi. Contact goalkeeper, advantage offside wing defender around here.
Great work by Chimilaro. She's playing a pivotal role in there.
centre.
I was doing a good job on attack, being that extra feeder coming through court.
So could be some record broken here tonight, Temapara, because Malawi closing in on their highest ever World Cup score. Just flicking through the record books, and their highest ever World Cup score is 73. They scored that against Barbados in 2011. 11 goals shy of that. Well done by Disanyaka. If they didn't have her playing in defence tonight, this score would be a lot uglier.
Offside.
Always not great placement there on that pass.
And like we said, Cal, those are things you can fix when you do have this intense competition on over and over and over again, but they don't get that, so it's great to see them. Look at this intercept. Great timing, great vision.
She's been watching too much of Laura Geitz and Casey Kulpua.
Varnage offside, contact goalkeeper.
And Joyce Mvula knocks it down. So they're closing in on their highest ever World Cup score. What a big night it is for Malawi. This will mean so much for them. I'm looking forward to the celebrations when we hear that final whistle.
Contact goalkeeper with me. Beside the keeper. Obstruction. That's it. Malawi.
Malawi's definitely picked it up in his last couple of minutes.
Obstruction, goal shooter.
Oh, unlucky defensive foul. Contact on Mvula.
Varnage obstruction. Malawi.
We're talking a bit about records, Temapara. I've got one for you because you're a netball nerd. You know absolutely everything about the game. What do you think is the highest score ever recorded in a Netball World Cup? This is our 14th ever World Cup. What's the highest score?
Sri Lanka.
108.
Higher?
110.
Higher?
120.
Bingo.
Wow.
120. And you wouldn't believe which country.
New Zealand.
Cook Islands over Vanuatu in 1991 here in Sydney.
Wow, that is awesome.
The highest ever score in a World Cup. So Jamaica put 90 on the board yesterday. And Malawi closing in on their record score in a World Cup.
That's sensational. 120 goals. That's 30 goals a quarter. Amazing.
You would have played a lot of junior netball games where the score just absolutely blew out. You ever a shooter when you were little?
I was actually, but I must admit I did start out in goal keep, then everyone grew, and then I got pushed in the middle to a centre wing attack.
What's the most goals you ever scored in a game? Do you know the answer to that?
Injury.
Who, I? Me?
Yes.
Yeah, about 50 attempts, that is, and I scored 2 of them.
So another timeout called here, this time by Malawi. Just a little bit of treatment required on the side of the court. Sri Lanka, despite trailing 68-10, so they trail by 58 goals. Such a lot of voices, plenty of smiles in that huddle, high fives. They are really enjoying themselves, making the most of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really, for these netballers.
It's something they can go back and work on. You know, they've seen a lot of the games they've played against some amazing players, so they can take that back, especially the coaching stuff, and look at areas they need to get better on, and maybe seek some advice or, you know, just some programs to take back from other countries.
So Wathagadera forced to go backwards on the centre pass. getting involved again as they share it around. Creeping up to three-quarter time, and that's an easy ball that's picked off by Malawi. They move it so quickly down the court. Oh, what about the one-handed take from Mvulu? That was behind her.
That's it.
Wonder can do it. I can do it, she says. Bullet.
Malawi.
And 4 from 4, 100% for Joyce. 21-year-old, second tallest player in the team at 182 centimetres. So it's not just the height that gets you, but it's the athleticism as well.
Now I'm getting excited, Carl. I'm trying to cut you off.
They're 4 goals away from breaking their own record, their highest score in a World Cup. Will they do it before three-quarter time, Temapara?
Yes, I think they will. 2 minutes is like 20 minutes in a netball game.
Branching obstruction, shooter.
Arms first, keeper. Advantage goal.
So margin is 61. They led by 20 at quarter time and by 46 at half time. Here's Galetta looking in for Chimalero. And it's an awkward looking shooting style, but it always gets the job done. Jane Chimalero.
Vantage break, wing defence.
Bagadera to Awis.
She's been good, Awis. I've enjoyed watching her in this game. And, commentators curse and say something good and then throw the ball away.
Beside goal defence,
Mendes.
still beside.
3 goals. Can she make it 4? It just bobbles out, but it comes back to her. Oh, great teamwork. Quick hands, flicks it to the skipper in Awis. And she doesn't let her teammate down, and a high five. So they're going to fight this out to the very end, Sri Lanka. Mvulu. It's a high ball into the shortest player under the post. Chimalero knocks it down.
Nails it.
They equal their World Cup highest score.
Contact, goal shooter. Goal shooter, it's contact.
And that's another thing that's awesome about this competition is record breaking
in the centre
in
circle.
all areas of the game.
In the circle, out of play, shooter.
Out of court, throw in Sri Lanka. It's contact, wing defence.
Tight contesting there in the wing.
Further back,
Centre and wing defence.
Wing defence.
And they score one more goal before three-quarter time. No. Now here's Malawi's chance. 20 seconds to get a history-making goal for them. What a moment for their country coming up. They fire it in to Mvulu. And a record-breaking moment. Malawi celebrate their highest ever score in a World Cup.
Malawi.
74 goals.
Time.
It is three-quarter time and they lead it 74-11. Time will beat them. And they are rewriting the record books tonight, the Malawi Queens. 22 goals they put on in that third term and they lead it 74 to Sri Lanka 11.
For the Netball World Cup, superior facility by West Coast and New South Wales. NWC15 is Australia's only entry-level netball program. It's been designed to give kids from 5 to 10 the best possible learning and playing experience with skill activities, minor games, and modified matches, plus music and dance in a fun and safe environment. Find out more At net set go.
So it's three-quarter time in this pool match, the second pool match, the last game of day number 2 at Sydney's Netball World Cup. And Malawi have well and truly made a statement. They are going to be undefeated after the first 2 days. And they are celebrating a record-breaking win here. Well, they haven't quite got the win. They're 15 minutes away from the win. And they lead Sri Lanka 74-11. 74 goals, their highest ever score in a Netball World Cup. Temapara Bailey, how have they been able to do it? Because it has been so one-sided here tonight.
Yeah, look at the shooting percentages. They've been really high, but in saying that, the turnover ball that the defensive end have got, and also right throughout the court, the defensive pressure, I should say, right throughout the court, has just turned over that ball for Malawi, who are shooting extremely well tonight. They've subbed off our star of the game in Kumwenda, but Mvula's not doing a bad job in that shooting position. And look at these kids enjoying the atmosphere, loving it. This is what it's about as well, not only the netball that goes on, but the enjoyment that the crowd, fans, everyone that's come to the Netball World Cup.
So welcome back to Sydney Olympic Park. It is all Malawi. They have provided the talking point on night number 2. Put on 23 goals in the first quarter, 29 in the second, 22 in the third. They have 74 all up, and they lead Sri Lanka with just 11 goals. Last 15 minutes.
Contact keeper.
Just running an eye over the court. See if there's some changes out there. Temapara, might get you to have a look at that. Always the captain for Sri Lanka, starts with the first goal of the last term. There's her mum watching on. Coach, and it looks like Kumwenda staying on the bench for the remainder of this match, and Mvula will pick up where she left off.
Malawi. Oh, sorry, Sri Lanka.
Nice patience by Sri Lanka. Just holding the ball until they see an option available.
Advantage obstruction, goal attack.
Great defensive effort in there by Malawi. Some Towi's coming into goal attack. Timilara's gone to the bench.
Margin is 64 now, and they're going to put 3 on in a row here. Can they crack the century? That is the big question.
They've definitely got the time to do that.
If they do, surely it's their highest ever score.
They're going to have to celebrate. We want to see some dancing.
We certainly do. I think we might be on here, Temapara. I think we're going to see the 100 cracked. Sri Lanka got great history when it comes to the World Cup. You might think that they've only played a handful of World Cups, but this is Sri Lanka's 9th World Cup. In fact, they played in the very first World Cup match ever. Did you know that, Temapara?
No, but keep telling me.
I've just got lots of records for you tonight, haven't I?
I'll write these down, Cal.
Swatting up on my netball before heading here to Sydney. So the first ever official match was at, obviously, the first World Cup was 1963 in Eastbourne, in England. And Australia played Sri Lanka.
Beside the wing defence.
Yeah, it's great you're exploding those onto the scene, Cal, because it's stuff that we don't know. I didn't even know that, so it's great to...
Obviously not the same players.
Yeah.
Different players.
Malawi.
Talking 60 years ago. So So just a small pocket of Malawi fans here, but they are getting more vocal. Just sense that they know what's happening out here on court. And I think they might get the party started if Malawi does bring up the century. Planes are piling on a cricket score here today. All off the post. It ricochets out of court.
Good take in there, Sri Lanka.
Oh, he's teaming well with Mendes. Love the confidence. Turn and shoot. Nothing but net. Great stuff from Hasita Mendes. 27-year-old making her World Cup debut. Here she goes again. Lovely take, steps in.
Contact.
And it's blocked illegally by Ntkuli.
Me. That's it.
Little give off to the captain. And she nails it.
And it's unfortunate that Sri Lanka did have injuries in the previous quarters, but that creates opportunities for other players, and players like Mendes in there. It's great to see her on the world stage.
So the highest ever score I can find for Malawi is, here I go, continues. Well, I love records. You like a good stat, you like a good record in any sport.
Over there.
The highest ever score in a major tournament was at the Delhi Commonwealth Games. They scored 82 goals. So their highest score ever at a major event is 82. And here they go. They are about to equal that with 10 minutes left in this contest.
They've brought their big gun back on, Ntkuli, back in that goal defence bib.
Instruction.
You're going to have to add some records into your little book, Cows, after this game.
I'll have to buy another book. Mvulu makes it 83. So this is Malawi's highest ever score in a major tournament. Now, Jamaica put on 90 yesterday. We're just ticking them off as we go along, Tamapara. This is just fantastic.
Wing defence contact. It's wing defender contact.
Oh, great vision.
That's a lovely passage of play.
Contact, shooter.
No, not finished off. She's been good, Mendes. Look at the space that Malawi have coming through court.
Been a pretty handy sub, Joyce Mvulu.
Contact, goal shooter.
For Moy Kamwenda. So 9 minutes, 17 goals, no pressure. Let's get them over the line. Cindy Simtoe back on the court. She plays that first quarter. Amazing elevation on that jump.
You could see her abs, her dress come on, you could see all these abs that she's got under
Just
there.
bursting out.
Contact centre. Beside the centre.
You look at Sri Lanka on the other hand, they're down by a lot in there, but they're not giving up. You know, they keep going, ball gets turned over. I was going to say they turn on defence, but they're slowly getting there.
Advantage offside, wing defence.
There's no letting up. They are absolutely irresistible out there at the moment. Oh, and she's not just beating one. Mvulu, she's beating two.
Great placement by Simtoe at goal attack. Saw the hand go up and aimed for that palm.
When you're a player out there, are you aware of records? Do you, I mean, whether these players know, is that sort of a motivation for them? Come on, let's get to 100. Wouldn't it be great if we could crack triple figures?
Not necessarily. I think you kind of have a game plan when you go out, but I suppose as the game goes on and you see that you've started well and there's potentially a number that you can hit, then obviously it changes throughout the game. It's another injury to Sri Lanka.
So let's go through the records. They've got their highest ever World Cup score. They've got their highest ever score in a major tournament, and they're also about to celebrate their greatest ever margin, because Malawi's previous biggest World Cup win was 31 goals against Malaysia 4 years ago in Singapore. The final score on that day, 66-35. So they have smashed all records tonight, Malawi. What sort of confidence would this give a team heading into the middle stages of the tournament?
Oh, a huge amount of confidence, but also knowing that, because you look at Malawi and you're used to seeing them playing just a standard lineup, the starting 7 and maybe 1 or 2 changes. They've had the opportunity to bring the bench players on, and the change didn't make a difference, and they're tracking really, really well.
7 and a bit minutes to go. 73 goals the margin, and they're 13 goals away from reaching 100. This game's been played in great spirit as well, Tamapara. I love the fact that we're closing in on the end, and yet, I mean, they won this match in the first 2 minutes, and yet all 14 players out there are fighting and scrapping and really still desperate and willing themselves on it. It's terrific stuff.
And that's the love of the game they have, and to represent your country, you put everything and anything out on the court and do the best you can. You never give up, and that's why they're representing it. That's why they've been picked to represent their country. Just get it out, will you? Country.
Anyone would think you've been commentating with me all day.
With me, come forward, goal attack. That's it. Sri Lanka, sideline.
Wouldn't it be good for countries like Sri Lanka and other countries in the same position, that they, you have the coaching staff come a little bit earlier before the World Champs, and they get to share information with the likes of Australia, New Zealand, England, Jamaica, and obviously those top 4 wouldn't share each other's information, but giving them just something. Bring them in, yeah, bring them in and just have that sharing time. And, Sri Lanka could offer something different to the other teams as well.
Oh, it's all good. Malawi. The long bomb from the captain. Up to 15 goals now. They've got better as the game's gone on. Just 3 in the first, 3 in the second, but 5 in that third quarter, and now 4 in the last. So they've equalled Jamaica's score from yesterday. They saw the superstars of Romelda Aitken and Janelle Fowler-Reid pile on 70, and they said, Jamaica, we're going to take you on, we raise you.
Romelda who?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, he's for back-to-back. Yes!
Malawi.
What's really great about Malawi as well, there's been a lot of great things tonight, is the ability and the variety they've had on attack. Could always just throw the long bomb in, but they mix it up. They do the short, they do the long. It's great variety.
Throw it.
Oh, Cal, I think they do know, about the 100 coming up, because you saw her run out and get the ball as fast as she could.
There's a sense of urgency about them, isn't there?
There is. 4 minutes 40 and 8 goals to go before they make the 100.
They're going to score nearly twice as many goals in a netball game than the Australians scored in an innings in the cricket the other night. I've confused myself, but do you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. Do you reckon they'll beat the record of 120? There's still 4 minutes to go. Well, it's 27.
They could just about get close.
And that's not taking anything away from Sri Lanka, because they've definitely come out to compete and things haven't gone their way. But Malawi, they've just got intensity plus in this last quarter.
I wonder if anyone on the bench knows that the all-time World Cup record is 120, and the message might have just gone out there.
Contact, centre, come beside.
So lovely pass by the centre for Malawi. Grace Mofwiwa. She's played a great game. So too has that woman on screen. And Vula. Oh, it's a 50-50. But playing in front. Great defence by Nguera. Simtoe, and then quickly through the centre, straight down to Mvula. They're in a rush here.
They are very much in a rush.
On the long bombs, asking a lot of the goal shooter, but Joyce absolutely takes them on, and here they go again. We're closing in on the century. Puts a smile on your face watching this.
It's very exciting to watch.
It's netball in its purest form. They're all enjoying themselves. The Malawi Queens celebrating a record-breaking night.
Goal defender with me, just here.
2 minutes 30. They need more goals.
Malawi.
Oh, and we might see Sri Lanka hit the 20 mark, which will be exciting for them.
You might be able to hear in the background, the crowd is chanting 4 more. And Vulu, look at this, they're absolutely loving it. This is brilliant.
Oh, now the Malawi bench are chanting as well. Great take to Cooley. She's been great tonight. Went off in that third quarter, came back on, it's dominated.
They need to get a bit of a wriggle on here. 98. Bringing them home. Ooh. The bench, the fans.
Contact, goalkeeper.
Here's Joyce Mvula for goal number 28. What a night she's had, 27 from 29 attempts, so she's missed just the 2. The clock has stopped. They might just fall short of the all-time World Cup record of 120. But surely they'll get the century. The suspense. This is Disinyaka, who's just fixing the shoelace. The last time we had 100 goals scored at a World Cup was back in 2003. We've got 99. We've got 99 with 1:20 left on the clock. So they need a turnover.
Sri Lanka trying to hold the ball as long as they can.
Malawi trying everything. They're desperate to get their hands on the ball. They've got a minute.
Look at them.
They've got 1 minute to score this goal.
They're scurrying across the court.
They can smell a special moment. They just want to snare it. Look at the players looking up at the giant screen. They can see time is ticking down. Sri Lanka's mucking around with it. Surely they won't be denied.
Oh, the south ball. Got out.
Here we go.
35 seconds, Cal.
It's been 12 years since we've seen a team score 100 goals in a Netball World Cup. Can Malawi do it? We're counting down. This is Cindy Simtoe. She steps in for the century. Yes! And look at the celebrations.
I will go for 101.
The Malawi Queens are absolutely loving it. So too are their small pocket of loyal fans here. 101. They are dancing in the aisles. Dancing in the aisles at Sydney Olympic Park. It's a special World Cup moment. Malawi celebrating their biggest ever World Cup win and their highest ever score. 101 to Sri Lanka 18.